Excuse me, sir. Hello.
Yes.
I am not able to understand one thing about the activity. Means there are two submissions, activity one and activity two. In the activity, what we basically, I have understood that we have to make the page in the Google Slides, the profile page, and then we have to make the statistics one page, and under that I have to make activity one and activity two. But in the place of activity one, what do we need to do in activity one? What do we need to do in activity two? The separately, what is the difference? That I cannot understand. And what to submit in the activity one and activity two separately.
Which ID is of teacher?
Hello,
Which activity you
Hello,
are talking about?
ma'am, you are not audible.
ma'am. Uh, I am not able to find to pin you.
You are talking about extra activity or what?
Yes, ma'am, extra activity. That is the list. Actually, I'm trying to understand what separately we need to means what is the difference between activity one and activity two. Means activity one, what do we need to do, and activity two, what do we need to do first?
The description is there. You can read what you have to do in that particular activity.
No, means it is for both of them. It is giving the same thing. Means like we have to create the site and then make the statistics one page. Under that, make activity one, activity two. But separate what separate we have to do in activity one and what separate we have to do in activity two. That I cannot get it. Could you please means by just going through I cannot understand. If you could please help, then I I can make it better.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. He is asking that in the box we have to paste the link of the site we have created. But which site? In which of the activity? The whole site link in activity one. If in activity one, then what we have to submit in activity two? If the link has to be pasted in activity two, then what have to do in activity one?
No, not really. That means I'm actually cannot differentiate. Means मतलब अलग से activity one में क्या करना है, अलग से activity two में क्या करना है. Means difference. What is that? Means what separate thing, different thing we need to do in activity one, and what different thing we need to do in activity two.
See, the
That
task
I'm not.
will be different in both the activities. The thing that you have to perform.
Yes, sir. Could you please tell briefly? Means just what do we need to
Ma'am,
do?
we have understand what we have to do in activity one, but it's not clear for activity two.
For both the activities, could you please just separately tell what to do? Because otherwise, it is causing problem. Means I cannot do the thing properly. If we submit the improper thing, we will not get marks. Means activity one, what the different thing in activity one do we have to do, and the different thing in activity two do we have to do. So
See,
please just brief
if you
about that.
go in the description, it will be
And that is
mentioned
what
there
I am
what you
saying,
have
that going
to
through a
do.
description, I am not able to get it properly. So if you could
Ma'am,
just,
can you share the screen, ma'am, of those extra activities?
yes, sir, could you please share and then explain, ma'am? Just description is also there with me, but I am not able to get it properly. What to do in which activity?
One minute.
Means actually two questions. Means separately, what do we need to do in activity one and activity two, and the next one that someone was asking how to where to submit what.
And we have to do it with our email ID because we have not get a email ID from IT.
You have not received your email IDs yet?
No, ma'am.
You can do with your personal email ID also. Some in some video it mentioned of the
So
sample.
if now we will use our email ID and after some time we will get the IT Madras email ID, then it will be changed. That's why I asking.
Description video will be there where it is mentioned how you have to submit the activities. You can watch that video.
No, ma'am, in the description video, they only told means how to start the activity. Means go to the site and then write your name and then create the statistics page. And under the statistics page, create activity one, activity two. Till that only, and basically means about the
You
activity.
are unable to understand what task you have to perform. or
Yes,
how
I
you
mean
have to.
activity one what separate task and activity two what separate task means the overall task you can understand that there will be two data sets that for one data set will have 1,000 rows and 5 columns and the other spreadsheet we will just summarize the categorical numerical variable reasons that the overall task I can understand, but separately in activity one what I need to do and separately in activity two what I need to do that I cannot make out because we have to submit separately.
Just wait for 1 minute. Let me check.
Yes, ma'am.
So can we use our personal email ID?
In a TS session, I think someone told that personal will work or some.
Have you got your IT Madras email
Yes.
ID? Okay.
No, bro. Is your dashboard updated and showing that you are in the current foundation level,
No,
or
it's
is it
in
still
qualifier.
showing qualifier level?
Ma'am, could you please advise about the activity means activity one separate the what we need to do and activity two separate what we need to do. The objective I understood what they told that collect the data.
And ma'am, I have seen that many seniors who are enrolled in this degree, they have to do extra activity for week, other week also, and for statistics too also. But when we will get our personal IIT Madras Gmail, then if we submit this from this Gmail, will it be unchanged or our marks will be deducted?
Am I audible?
Hello.
Is there anyone from the IIT Madras online degree ID, or is it just a student with that ID?
Yes, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So in extra activity one, you will create a portfolio and you have to put that link only, that site in the submission. And
So
in
we
the
need to
task
create.
you are given, you have to submit it in extra activity two.
So in activity one, we have to go to the Google site and do the portfolio, then paste
Yeah.
that link in that
You
submission.
have to create that statistic one page. It will be informed in that video. Okay, you have to create that and you have to paste that link there in extra activity one submission.
Okay. I mean,
And
just
ma'am,
And
what's
two,
the
and
task
activity two,
for?
what we need to do? The activity two.
the whatever the task is given, you have to perform that.
Okay, and one question means in the under the statistics page, are instructed to create the subpages activity one, activity two. The activity one, I can understand that once we have created the portfolio, we will click the copy link and then submit there. But in when we are going to submit the activity two, then which link will we put? Because
See, you have to put that link. It will be mentioned in the. Just go to the video first. See it carefully. In the activity one, you don't have to perform the like the database thing. You just have to put the portfolio link there. And then when you perform the task you are given in the two, and that link you have to submit in the activity two. Okay, and someone was asking about the IITM mail ID. So in your qualifier portal, like whatever mail ID you have used for your registration, okay, you have to use that ID. And again, for that particular task also, one video is there on the portal. You can see how you have to do it. Okay,
So
you
now
just
we
follow
will
that
do
and
it with our email ID, and later on we will our email ID will be changed with ITM.
yeah, yeah. So like
Right.
whatever mail ID you have used for the registration, that ID you have to use. Okay.
And later on it will be changed, so we will face any problem.
Okay. As of now, you do with that. Okay, I'll check it, and then you can ask it me in the next activity. I'll let you know.
Ma'am, could you please
Okay.
allow to share
For this
the screen
activity,
for
I have
one
to do
minute?
with my email ID.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Ma'am, could
ma'am.
you please allow to
Mm,
share the screen for 1 minute? I want to ask just a last query.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Ma'am, could you please allow to share the screen once about the
one
activity?
minute.
Ma'am, I have a question about extra activity. The data set that I have selected has got like 12 variables. So can I like shorten it and use only two categorical and three numerical variables? Will that be okay?
Okay, I need to check what instructions are there because I don't remember these all.
Ma'am, could you please allow to share the screen for just 1 minute?
Or you can ask without sharing also.
No, I means I want to show and ask. Verbally, I am not able to tell the full thing. Just 1 minute, ma'am. Not entire.
Sharing the screen will not be possible for you.
Okay, then means I am trying to ask that when we go to the Google sites, then something called your name's journey it comes, and then we are editing it to my name.
Excuse me, ma'am.
And in the pages option it comes, we were asked to create the page statistics one, and under the statistics one we had to create some two pages, activity one, activity two. Till this, is it all right?
Yes, yes, you have to do in that way.
Okay, right after completing this, we will submit the link in activity one. Means before
Ma'am,
the collection of the
ma'am,
data
I
set.
have shared a link that I have created. Ma'am, can you verify is it the correct format? I have made many of the sites. As I think someone has verified that this is the correct format. Some has made sub pages in a single page. Some has made different pages, but I have made it a page with
It's
many
better.
sub
Okay,
pages.
okay. I have to look into this. But the best thing is that watch that video first because every time we suggest that thing. Because in that video, you
Ma'am,
will
can you see that
find
link
the,
that I have sent in the comment as per his name?
otherwise, I'll see the instructions for those activities and I will tell you in the next session.
Excuse me.
Because I have to go through that once. Yes.
Yes, I have a doubt regarding the week 5. Can I ask that?
Week 5, we
And could you
will
please
start
confirm the
week 7
activity
and
once?
then,
Means, ma'am, I am just trying to confirm that when we go to the Google page, Google sites, and we write our own name, and then from the pages section, we create the page statistics one, and then the sub pages activity one and activity two. So, right after completing this, we will submit the link under the activity one, or after, or we need to do the whole dataset thing and then submit in activity
no,
one.
no, no, no. In activity 1, you don't need to do the task. You have to submit the link, that link only, that portfolio link
So
after creating
going
the
to the Google
pages.
page and then editing our own name, and then after creating the pages, right after completing that, we'll submit the link in activity one.
Yes.
And in activity two, we will create the data set and then submit.
Yes.
And then under the statistics page, we have to create two pages, activity one and activity two. So in the activity one page, what we need to put, because before that we'll be already submitting the link.
Okay, I'll see it and then we'll discuss in the next session because I don't remember everything now. So I have to check it
I
and then I
mean,
can tell
since the
you.
deadline is 23rd only, means it will be very late. Ma'am, could you please just allow me to share the screen for 1 minute?
No, no, no,
Because
no, no. Please don't delay the session because already it's been 15 minutes. You can't delay more.
I think there are guided videos also
Yeah,
there.
already videos are there. If you watch it carefully, every answer question you will get the answer.
ma'am, I have watched it because I was having some problems, so I needed a clarification from you. Just 1 minute, could you please allow me to share the screen? Not more than that. I am not
It's not
able to
me
share
who
the
can
screen
allow the share, okay?
because
You
when
have
I'm
to
trying to
ask.
verbally tell, I am not able to show it properly. I just want to show, and then you would be able to get my query.
You
Because
can
next,
discuss with your peers who have already done it if you're not able to understand it, okay?
That means I am not able to get the access on the discourse also, so I cannot get the discuss with others. So just 1 minute, if you could please confirm, it will be
Then
great.
you can discuss in the discussion forum if you are a qualified student.
I'm a JNT student. I do not have access to them. I mailed to support team. They did not reply back. So I only need 1 minute of
I
clarification.
already said that I also have to check it again. If I tell you now, it might be wrong. So I need to check it again and then I can answer. Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, the thing is, if you the video, you will find everything. Okay, now we can start with week 7 content. So is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So you all have seen the lecture videos, week 7. Or some of the
Yes,
videos.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Total video.
Okay. So from week 7, we are going to start with the probability things. So in week 7, we will study the basic things of probability. So what do you understand by probability first? Anyone?
Yes.
It is the
Ma'am,
amount of
retrieval
certainty
outcome by total number of
The
outcomes.
chance to get something and
We can simply put as a probability as a we can predict something from that our data. Use data to predict something.
Okay, so probability basically tells you about the chance of something happening in the very simple terms. Okay, or likelihood of something happening. Okay, so sometimes we make some statements like there are 50% chances that this particular party will win in the election. Okay, or whenever you are solving a question, you have a multiple choice question, you have 4 options, and so you, if you don't know the answer, you guess it. Okay, that after like out of all the 4 options, this option might be correct. Okay, so we make some statements like that there are some this 50% chances of this particular task of happening. Okay, or we say that there is 30% chance that it will rain tomorrow. So we make some guesses, right? So probability basically tells you about chance of something happening. Okay. And one more thing that from this week onwards, we will not be taking the summary session. It will be solve with the session. But we will discuss the basic things like the overview we will take, but we will not give the summary. Okay. We will take the overview of the concepts that are being covered in the week 7. So probability, we can say that the determination of likelihood or chance that an event will occur. Okay. So is the subject matter of probability. Okay, so after a probability, we have seen the random experiments. So what is a random experiment?
Ma'am, an experiment that we do without any certainty that what its outcome will be.
Hmm. Anyone else?
With
Like
any
the result is
experiment
not
where,
determined.
Okay.
so with any experiment where we are not able to certainly say that this will be the outcome, that particular experiment will be a random experiment.
Yeah. So in random experiment, we know the possible outcomes.
A
Yeah.
well-defined set of possible outcomes.
Ma'am, your voice is echoing.
Hello. So in random experiment, we know the possible outcomes. Okay, we know the set of possible outcomes, but out of those outcomes, what outcome will exactly occur, that we don't know. Okay, so that is uncertain, but we know the possible outcomes. Okay, so in that kind of experiment is called random experiment. Okay, there might be some physical experiment or some fixed experiment. Suppose if you have take like the equation like 2H2 plus O2, so it will give you 2H2O. So that kind of equation is a fixed. This experiment will give you a certain result that you are going to get H2O. Okay, so this is not experiment. Sorry, this is not a random experiment because the outcome is already fixed. We already know what we are going to get. But in random experiment, we know the possible outcomes, the set of possible outcomes, but the exact outcome, what we are going to get, is uncertain. Okay, so we have seen so many things like die, fair die, or unbiased die, and coin, these things. Okay, so if you are tossing a coin, you know that you will get head or tail. Okay, but what exactly you will get? So if you're tossing a coin, you cannot say 100% that you will get tail only or you will get head only. But we know the set of possible outcomes, right? Similarly, if you have a multiple choice question where you are given 4 options, so we know that out of these 4 options, only one option will be correct. But what exact outcome, option number A or B or C or D will be correct, that we don't know, right? Is this clear to everyone? What is the random experiment and how it is different from the other experiments?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, what is a sample space?
It's
What do you
basically
understand by a
the
sample?
set of all the possible outcomes.
Yeah, so sample space is a set of all the possible outcomes, the collection of all the possible outcomes. Okay, so in short, we can write that collection of all the possible outcomes. Okay, then what is the event? Sample space we have seen. Now, what do you understand by an event?
It's a
The
subset of
particular
the
outcome which we are interested in.
Yeah, so event is like,
A subset of a sample space.
yeah, subset of sample space. Okay, so it might be the collection of some of the outcomes from the sample space. Okay, so ultimately it is a subset. So an event is a subset of sample space. Okay, so can anyone define like any example of an event?
Ma'am, like getting tails while tossing a coin.
Hmm.
Getting head in both the toss.
Yes. Anything else?
Getting one in dice.
Yes. So let's take example. So suppose event E1 is an event. Okay. which is representing that one of the outcome. Our experiment is that we are tossing, okay, we are throwing a die 2 times. Okay, and our, okay, I will write the experiment first. So, throwing a die 2 times. So, what will be the sample space? If you are throwing a die,
1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, up to 6 comma 6.
yes. So it will go up to 6 comma 6. So total 36 outcomes will be there, right? So this
Yes,
is
ma'am.
our sample space for this experiment. Now we can define an event. So event. So E1 is one event which is representing that one of the outcome is one of the outcome is 2. Okay. So what outcomes it will contain in it? So it can be 2 1, 2 2, 2 3, 2 4, 2 5, 2 6, right? Also
1, 2.
1, yeah, 1 2. So 2 2 we have already written. Then it will be 3 2,
3, 2.
4 2, 5 2, and 6 2, right? So this is one of the event, you can say, right? And you can see here that this event is a subset of this sample space S, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now if I talk about, so events are the set, okay? Event are set. So the set will follow the all the set operations also, right? We can perform the set operations, union, intersection on the sets, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So suppose we have two events, E and F. So we can find the union of these two sets, C and F, and we can also find the intersection of these two sets, right? So we can perform all the set operations on events because the event are ultimately a set. Okay, so if we are saying E union F, what does it mean?
Elements in set
I mean,
E
the extra
Elements
activity, do
or F
we
in
have
E.
to
both
publish the
combined.
Google site?
Yeah,
The
what does it
element that
mean?
is in both the set E and F.
No, no. So
The common
E, this
elements
is
in
Elements that are in
E
either
union F
E or
equals to
F
the
or
total
both in
elements.
E and D.
so we write it as that either E
E
or
or in
S. Okay. So what we do is we include all the elements which are in E and which are in F. So we have to write all the elements of E and F. Okay. So if you write E and F, so this is your
Ma'am,
set E.
ma'am, in the extra activity of week 7, do we have to publish the Google sites?
We have already had a discussion on that. So don't repeat the things again and again, okay? So suppose we have an event F, okay? So F is suppose 3 comma 2, 6 comma 1, 5 comma 2, this one. Now if you have to write E union F, what will you write here? This is suppose E only. Now what will be E union F?
E and F.
So you have to write all the elements which are in E and which are in F, okay? So it will be 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2, then 2 comma 3, 2 comma 4, 2 5, 2, 6, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, then 6, 1, right? So we can see that 3, 2 and 5, 2 are common in both. And then we have 6, 1, okay, which is unique in F. So ultimately we have to write all the elements of E and F, okay? So now if you take one of the outcome, so it will either be in E or in F, right? That's why we call it as either E or F. So this 2, 1 in both. Sorry, this 2, 1 belongs to E only, right? If you see 3, 2, it belongs it belongs to E also and F also. And if you see 6, 1, that belongs to F only. Okay. So if you take a random, like if you take any of the outcome from E union F, it will either be in E or in F. Okay, that's why we call it as either E or F. Now, if you take the intersection of E and F, what elements it will have?
Common elements.
Yeah, so it will have common elements only 3, 2 and 5, 2, right? So this E intersection F is E and F, or we say that both E and F. Okay, so these elements will belong in both of the events, E and F. Okay, because these are the common elements. So they should belong in both the events. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, what is null event?
Event which has no any outcome.
Yeah, so that is an event without any outcome.
A equals to 5.
So this is an event without any outcome. Okay, and how do we represent it? It is represented as 5.
5.
Okay, so if you have an event E, okay, which contains H, head, okay, and we have an event F, which contains tail. Now, if I take E intersection F, then what it will be?
5.
5, okay. So this E
5, ma'am. 5.
intersection F is a null event, okay, because there is no element in that set.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, these are also called mutually exclusive events. So
Yeah, mutually exclusive.
Here you take intersection and the intersection is 5. So we can call this as mutually exclusive.
Yeah, then E and F are mutually exclusive events, okay. So the next is disjoint or mutually exclusive. Okay, disjoint events or mutually exclusive events. So you can see that if E intersection F is equals to 5, okay, or we can say that E intersection F is a null event. Okay, then what we can say that E and F cannot simultaneously occur, right? E and F okay, then we say that E and F are disjoint or mutually exclusive events. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, what is event with replacement and without replacement?
Okay, we'll come to that point. So with replacement is like you have a box in which some balls are there. You are picking some balls. Okay. So with replacement type, you have selected one ball and you have placed it back. And then after placing it back, then you are selecting the next ball. So this is called with replacement. Okay. And if you are not placing that selected ball, okay, so, you have taken one ball and then out of the remaining balls, you are taking the another ball. So that is called as without replacement. Okay, now next is what is the complement of an event? So what do you understand by the complement of an event?
Ma'am, it's an event which contains
Event that will not
the
occur.
opposite of the event A.
Opposite
Suppose
of
the outcomes in S which are not in present in A.
Yeah, so suppose if you have an event E, okay, then the complement of E is written as E and this C, E complement, okay. So it consists of,
Which or we can write E bar.
yeah, that also you can represent. So it consists of all the outcomes in sample space that are not in E. Okay. So this is nothing but S minus E, right?
S by E.
Yeah, that also we represent S by E. Okay, now if I write S complement, then what it should be?
Phi, ma'am.
It will be phi. Okay, because in sample space you have all the outcomes. So the complement of sample space will be a null event. Okay. Now there are some probability axioms. So I'm writing it here. So the first is that probability always lie between which values?
0 and 1.
0 to 1.
0 to 1. Right? Then probability of S, which is the sample space, is equal to 1. So what does it mean? That we can say that the outcome of the experiment will be an element of a sample space with probability 1. Okay. So whatever experiment you are doing, the outcome you are getting will definitely belong to sample space. And this probability is 1. So we can write the outcome of the experiment will be an element of sample space S with probability 1. Okay. Now next there is that for a sequence of mutually exclusive or disjoint events, okay, for a sequence of mutually exclusive, okay, or we can say disjoint events, suppose E1, E2, and so on. So in that case, the probability of union of these events, so we are I is going from 1 to infinity. So what it should be? So this is nothing but the summation of probabilities
PE1
of
plus PE2.
this event. Okay. So we have to take the summation of all the probability of all these events. Okay. Because these are mutually exclusive or disjoint events. So the intersection part will be 0. So if I write this thing for two events, E1 and E2, so the probability of E1 union E2, where even E1 and E2 both are mutually exclusive. So this will be equal to probability of E1 plus probability of E2, right? Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, mutually exclusive means disjoint set.
Yes, mutually exclusive events or disjoint events are same. So which means they
And
have nothing in common.
okay, ma'am.
Okay, now we will solve some questions. So this is your first question. So consider the following experiments. So A is selecting a family out of a given group of families. Next is selecting a card from a pack of playing cards. Then rolling a die and noting down the number on the upper face of the die. So now you have to tell which of the following is a random experiment. So just think
Ma'am,
about
all
it
of these.
and tell
All
me.
of these.
I'm all of the above.
Okay. Okay, so why all of the above? How did you identify that
Because it's
these are
not
experiments?
fixed that the family that I select must be that family from the given group.
Hmm. And in the second one?
That card may be anything. It may be a diamond. It may be a heart. It's not fixed. It may be a face card. It may be a number card.
Yes. So the thing is, in all these experiments, we know our sample space, right? The all possible outcomes we know, and what exactly will occur that we don't know. So you can see here the selecting a family out of a given group of families. So a group of families is given to us, and now we are selecting one family. So the one thing we know is that the selected family will belong to that group of families only, right? So the sample space we know. Now in the next also we have a pack of playing cards. So we know that total 52 cards we have, and out of those 52 cards we are selecting one card. Okay. Next one also that rolling a die and noting down the number. So we know the outcomes when we roll a die. Okay, so we know that we will get numbers from 1 to 6, and what exactly will occur that we don't know. Okay, so these all follows the properties of random experiment. So the option D, all of the above will be correct. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, so the next question is, after throwing of 2 dice, Ramesh gave the following statements. So there are 5 ways of getting the sum of
Ma'am,
numbers
statement
as
3.
5. The next is the experiment is not a random experiment. And the last is getting the sum of 12 is an event. So how will
Statement
you check?
3 is true.
Statement 3 is correct.
Okay, so we will check all the statements one by one. First one is there are 5 ways of getting the sum of numbers as 5. So suppose if I say that E is an event which is representing that sum of numbers is 5. Okay, then what elements will belong in E? We are
2,
throwing 2
3,
dice.
3, 2, 4, 1, and 1, 4.
Yeah, 1, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 1, right? So we will get these 4 outcomes where the sum will be 5. And in the first statement, it is written that there are 5 ways of getting the sum of numbers as 5. So this will be incorrect, right? Here, the
Yes.
cardinality of the set E is 4. Okay. So statement number 1 is incorrect. So statement 1, this option will be wrong. Now the next is the experiment is not a random experiment. So we know that this is a random experiment, right? We know all the possible outcomes here. So this is actually a random experiment. So statement 2 will also be incorrect. Okay, now statement 3. Getting the sum of 12 is an event. So is it correct or not?
Correct.
It
Yes,
is
ma'am.
correct, right?
Is correct.
Okay. So getting the sum, if you take it as the event and you see, so it is also a subset of your sample space. So this is also an event. So only statement 3 is correct. Okay, is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then you have this question. 2 unbiased dice are thrown, then find the probability that both the dice show the same number.
0.5.
Okay, how will you solve it?
Ma'am, the sample space is 1, 1, if 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, so on, 2, 6, 6. But the question is to find the probability that the dice show the same number. It will only happen when the event takes 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6, 6. So probability will be will be favorable outcomes by total outcomes.
Yes.
It's
Okay. Yeah. So whenever this kind of question is given, you can write the event. Okay. You should write what all possible outcomes are there which belongs in that particular event. Okay. So E suppose represents that both the die. Okay. Both the dice show the same number. Now what elements will belong in it? So it will be 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and 5, 5, 6, 6. Now, if you have to find the probability of event E, so we have to take the favorable outcomes, total number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes. So how many favorable outcomes are there?
6.
6.
6. And total we have
36.
36 because we are throwing 2 dice, okay? So this will be equal to 0.166. So we have to enter up to 2 decimal places, so 0.17. Okay, is this clear to everyone? Okay. Then in the same question, we have second part that the first
same
die
answer.
shows 6. Yeah, so what will be the outcomes favorable to it?
6,
6 by 6, 36.
If I write this E1, then suppose this is E2. So this is, so E2 is representing that the first die shows 6. So the outcomes, so it will be first die shows 6. So 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, and 6, 6. Okay. Again, we have total we have 36 and favorable we have 6. So probability of E2 will be 6 divided by 36. Right? Is this clear? Okay, next we have the total number of numbers on the dice is greater than 8. So we can again take a event E3, which is representing this statement. Okay, that the total of the numbers on the dice is greater than 8. Okay. So what elements will belong in this set?
Three comma
3,
5, 4, 9.
3, 6, right? 3, 6 will be summation will be 9.
9, 4,
Okay.
6.
Then we will have 4, 5 first, and then 4, 6. Right? Then 5, 4, 5, 5, and
5,
5, 6. Then 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, and 6, 6. Right? So how many favorable outcomes we have here?
10.
10. Okay, so this will be 10 divided by 36. So 10 divided by 36. So this will be 0.277. So approximately 0.28. Anyone has any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, solve this one. So probability of C is given, probability of A union B is given, and probability of A union B union C is also given. So you have to find this one. Probability of A union B intersection C. Solve it.
Point 1.
Okay. Okay, so how should I start this question?
We can write probability of A union B union C equal to probability of A union B plus probability of C minus probability of A union B intersection C.
Yeah.
Then
So yeah, we can use the addition rule here. So probability of A union B union C. So if I write addition rule here, okay, for two events. So if you have two events, E1 and E2, and you're finding the union of these two. So E1 union E2, what is the formula for it? Probability of E1 plus probability of E2
minus intersection
minus, yeah, E1 intersection E2. Okay. So now probability of, here we have three events, right? What we can do, we can consider A union B as one event, right? and then union C. Now we can use the same formula on these three events, right? So I can write that the probability, so probability of A union B, then probability of C. Okay, this is our first event and this is our second event. Now we have to subtract the intersection of both. So the first event is A union B and the second event is C and intersection, right? Now we know we are given some values. So this is A union B union C. So this is given as 0.6. Then A union B is given as 0.5. Probability of C is 0.2. And this is something we have to calculate. Okay. So from here, probability of A union B intersection of C. So that will be 0.7 minus 0.6, which is 0.1. Okay, is this clear to everyone?
Ma'am, can you please explain this once?
Yeah. So, first of all, you should understand this formula, this addition rule. If you have two events, then what is the formula for their union? Okay. And here E1 and E2 are not disjoint. Okay. So you have seen this earlier. Okay. So this formula, okay, this is also comes like addition rule, but in this particular case, E1 and E2 are disjoint. Okay. You can see here, these are disjoint. So whenever two events are disjoint, in that case, the intersection part, probability of E1 intersection E2, that becomes 0. Right? So you can see here in the addition rule, when these two E1 and E2 are not disjoint. So this intersection part will also be there in the formula. Okay, now we have to apply the same formula for three events. So what we can do, we can consider these two as one event. A union B is also a set. A union B is also an event, right? So we have merged it here. So now just suppose that A union B, suppose this is E and this is C only. So this is what E. Again, this is what E. And this is what E. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Now is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other question in this? Any other doubt?
No, ma'am, it's clear.
Okay. Now this is also very simple. What is the value of the complement of A union B union C?
Yes.
1 minus
Minus P
probability
of
of
A union
A
B union
union
C.
B union C.
Yeah, so this is what asked is probability of A union B union C whole complement, right? So this we can write 1 minus probability of A union B union C, right? Now this we have already calculated. This was given in the question actually. So this was 0.6. So this will simply be 0.4, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, this question. So an urn contains 6 white, 4 red, and 9 black balls. If 3 balls are drawn at random without replacement, then we have to find the probability that one is of each color.
Ma'am,
Solve this
without
question.
replacement means if we take one ball, we
6C1,
cannot put it
4C1,
in
or
the
9C1
sack
upon
Yes.
again.
19C3.
Yes, we are taking all the 3 balls randomly and we are not placing it back. So it is saying that find the probability that one is of each color. So total balls. What is the total number
Ma'am,
of
it's
balls here?
6C1 into 4C1 into 9C1 by 19C3.
Yes, so total balls we have 6 plus 4 plus 9. 19, right? Okay, now the probability favorable to this. So from out of the 6 white balls, we are selecting one ball, right? So that we can do in 6C1 ways, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And yeah, then
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, we are taking one ball out of these 4 red balls. Okay, so 4C1, and then we are taking 9 balls. Sorry, one ball out of these 9 black balls. Okay, so we are taking 3 balls out of these 3 different colors, and total we are selecting 3 balls out of the 19 total number of balls. Right? Is this clear to everyone? Okay, so this will be 6 into 4 into 9, and 19C3, if you solve, it will be 19 into 18 into 17 divided by 3 into 2 into 1. So this is 6 into 4 into 9 into 3 into 2 divided by 19 into 18 into 17. Solve this. This will be 72 by 323, right? What will be the value of this?
Zero point two two.
Yes, it will be 0.22. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Find this one. So here we have to find the probability that none is of red color. It is the same questions, the subpart of that same question, okay? So total we had 6 white balls, okay, 4 red balls, and 9 black color balls.
Ma'am, in this question, we will find the probability of white ball and black ball and subtract this from total.
Sorry, can you repeat? Hello.
Ma'am, in this question, it is mentioned that none is of red color. So we will find the probability that how much red color is possible and subtract this from 1.
Yeah,
Means
that also you can follow. Okay, otherwise there is a simple method that what we have to do, none is of red color. So out of the remaining balls which are non-red, we have to select 3 balls from those. Right? So what will be the probability? So red balls are total 4. Okay, we don't have to select from these. We have to select from these 6 white balls and 9 black balls. Okay. So 9 plus 6, which means out of the 15 15 balls which are non-red. Okay. So from these balls, we have to select 3 balls. And total, we have 19 C3, right?
Yes, ma'am.
0.7. So this we can write like this. Okay. So do you all know this shortcut method for calculating the combination? So the formula of NCR is n factorial divided by r factorial and n minus r factorial. Okay. And whenever, so you can use this formula also, or the shortcut is that you are given 15 C3. So what you can do, you have to open this thing, this 15 up to 3 terms, which will be 15 into 14 into 13. And in the denominator, you have to write the factorial of this one. So 3 factorial. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So this will be approximately, so 0.469, right? So approximately 0.47. Okay, is this fine to everyone?
I have a small doubt.
Hmm.
So in the previous question, we took like 6C1 into 5 into 9C1 into 4C1 by 19C3, right? So over here, why don't we take like 6C2 into 9C1 plus 9C2 into 6C1?
Okay, repeat 6C1. What you are saying, 6C?
Yeah, 6C1 into 9C2
Hmm.
plus 9C1 into 6C2.
961 into 6C2
Yeah,
and divide by 19C3. You are saying that it should be equal to this,
yeah,
huh?
yeah. Can
So,
we do like that? I'm asking.
no, we cannot do like that because here it is given that find the probability that one is of each color. Okay, so we are selecting 3 balls. Okay, so there should be 1 ball of each color. So we have to
Okay.
select 1 ball from this white color, 1 ball from this red color, and 1 ball from this black color. Okay, if
Mm-hmm.
you do this thing, it is like you are selecting 1 ball from the 1 white color ball and 2 black color ball in the first this one. And here you are
Uh-huh.
taking 1 black ball and 2
And
white
two.
balls. Okay, so you are neglecting this red color ball.
Uh-huh.
So this is a different event. This is not this thing that we have to find.
Ma'am,
Okay.
Yes.
if we take one in each color means one ball from 6, its outcome is 1 by 6. Multiplication 1 by 4, multiplication 1 by 9. Then it also gives same answer, I think.
You calculate it and see.
Ma'am, it's same. I think I split it into 3 events, one from 6, one from 4, and one from 9, and then multiplying. It's all right, ma'am, to do like this.
This question, I think that will also be correct.
Ma'am, only difference between these two method is that in first method I splitted it into three parts, and in your method this is taken overall.
Yeah, because the thing is we have to take the three balls randomly at the same time. Okay, so in this combination, it does that thing. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, both are correct. Means both ways are correct.
See, in this particular scenario, it might be correct, but I will have to think about like if something else is given in the question. Then if you're taking like 1/6 and 1/4. Okay, anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then the next question is this. So here, Suresh applies for a job in two firms X and Y. The probability of his being selected in firm X is 0.7 and being rejected in Y is 0.5. Okay. Then the probability of at least one of his application being rejected is 0.6. So what is the probability that he will be selected in one of the firms? So try solving it.
Zero point 0.6.
0.6 is what? The final answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, anyone else?
Is it 0.8?
Okay, we'll solve. So we can take the events. Okay. So suppose X is representing that Suresh is being selected in firm X. Okay. In firm X. And suppose Y represents that Suresh is being selected in firm Y. Okay. Now we can write whatever is given to us in the question. So the probability of his being selected in firm X is 0.7. So the probability of X is 0.7, right? Okay, because X is representing that the Suresh is being selected in firm X. So probability of X, which means that the probability that Suresh is being selected in firm X is just 0.7. Now the next is given that probability of is being selected in being rejected in y is 0.5. So what is
1
this?
minus 0.5 will be the probability of y.
Yeah, what is given to us? What should I write according to these notations?
1 minus 0. You can write y
Complement
dash.
given.
Complement of what?
Y.
Yes, so probability that y complement, this is given as 0.5, right? So y complement, which means 1 minus probability of y, this is 0.5. So we can write that probability of y, so that will also be 0.5. Okay. Now next is the probability of at least one of his application being rejected is 0.6. So what is this? What should I write in notations in mathematical terms? Okay, so it is at least one. Okay, so whenever you are given at least one, you have to use union, right? Now union of what? So it is saying that at least, yeah, being rejected. So being rejected, which means x complement and y complement, right? Because x directly is representing the selection, and it is given here as it is given for rejection. So now what should I write?
Ma'am, we can do this like if at least one of his application being rejected, means we take 0.7 into 0.5 plus in that way we can do it.
Okay, we will see what you are saying. First of all, we have to write whatever is given in the question. Okay. So tell me what is this thing, this probability 0.6.
At least
Probability of
one of
x
his
complement
application
union
being
y
rejected.
complement.
I'll speak one by one.
Probability of x complement in union y complement.
Yes, so we are given probability of x complement union y complement. So this is given as 0.6. Okay, now read this statement again. The probability of at least one of his application being rejected. Okay. So either x complement or y complement. So this is given as 0.6. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now what we have to find is what is the probability that he will be selected in one of the firms. So what we have to find here?
Probability X union Y.
Yeah, we have to find probability of X union Y. Okay. This is something we have to find. Now you have to see how we can calculate whatever the things are given to us and what we need. So probability of X union Y, if I find.
Just can't we apply De Morgan's theorem here?
Yes, we can apply. Okay. So from here, if you see this thing, probability of X complement union Y complement. Okay, this is equal to 0.6. Now, according to De Morgan's law, what can I write this statement equal to?
A intersection B complement.
X intersection Y whole complement. Right? These two are the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, so this is what? 0.6. Now again, what can I write? This is the complement of X intersection Y, right? So I can write it is equal to 1 minus probability of x intersection y, right? This is also what? 0.6. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the probability of x intersection y will be equal to 0.4, right? This is something we have calculated from whatever the information was given to us. Now we have to find probability of x union y. So probability of x union y, according to the formula, it is probability of x plus probability of y minus probability of x intersection y, right? So now probability of x we were given in the question, it is 0.7. Probability of y is also given, so its complement was given. So from where we have calculated, from this information we have calculated the probability of y. So that is 0.5. Okay, and this intersection part we also calculated, right? So this is 0.4. So now this will be 0.8. Okay, is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone has any doubt? So there can be one more thing, one more way to look at this. Okay, so if I apply the addition rule into this, what can I write? The probability of x complement plus probability of y complement minus probability of x complement intersection y complement, right? So from
Yes.
there you can calculate it. Okay, so there might be more than one ways to solve a particular question. You should know all the formulas, the laws and the rules, and you can solve it. So let's try by that method also. So I'm writing it here. So we were given that probability of x complement union y complement equals to 0.6. Okay, if I open the addition rule here, so it will be this. Okay, now what values we know? We know the value of probability of x complement and y complement, right? So x complement will be equal to what?
0.3.
0.3. So this is 0.3 and this is 0.5, right? Now again, you can apply the De Morgan's law here, right? Okay, so we will write it first as it is. So x complement intersection y complement. This is 0.6. Okay. Now, from this line, probability of x complement intersection y complement. So this will be 0.8 minus 0.6, right? So which is 0.2. Okay. Now what can I write this probability according to De Morgan's law?
X union y complement.
Yeah, so this is probability of x union y whole complement. So this is 0.2. Now again I can write it as 1 minus probability of x union y, right? From here also we can get the value of x union y, okay, which will be 0.8. Okay, is this clear to everyone, both the methods?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone has any doubt? Sorry. Okay, should we move on to the next question?
Ma'am, can I
Yes, ma'am.
just
Probability of x complement intersection y complement. How 0.8 minus 0.6? Yeah, so when you solve this thing, so this is 0.8, right? You just have to keep it to the right side and this one to the left side. Okay, just solve it and you will get it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is after this line. Okay. Okay, if it is clear to everyone, then we can solve the next question. So here, given 5 numbers and 2 alphabets, which are to be placed next to each other for making a security password in a laptop, what is the probability that there are exactly 2 numbers between the 2 alphabets? So try it by yourself and then we will solve it. Okay, how are you solving it?
I'm not getting the point here. What is the probability that there are exactly 2 numbers between 2 alphabets? So, what are we trying to achieve in this? Are we trying to achieve n intersection A?
Okay, see, here we are
Uh,
given 5 numbers and 2 alphabets. Okay.
mhm.
So in total, we have 7 items to arrange. Okay, to make a password, we have 7 places which we have to fill.
Mhm.
Okay, with 5 numbers and 2 alphabets. So suppose this is first place, this is second, third, fourth, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Now it is saying that what is the probability that there are exactly 2 numbers between the 2 alphabets? So suppose if these 2 alphabets are A and B, suppose for an instant. Okay. So what it is saying that there are exactly 2 numbers between 2 alphabets. So if I place A here, then there should be 2 numbers. Okay, 2 numbers at this position and then there will be B. Okay, or we can fill A here, then there should be 2 numbers after A and then there should be a alphabet B. Like that. Okay, so in this way we have to arrange.
8 by 5040.
Okay, we'll see. 960 by 504. Okay, so first of all, we need to know the position where we can fill the alphabets, right? According to this condition. So we can fill alphabets if I place one alphabet at position 1, then the next should be at position 4, right? Because we have to fill two numbers between two alphabets, right? Then the next
Yes.
can be if I put the alphabet at the second place, then the next alphabet should be at 5th place, right? Or if I put it at 3rd place, then the next alphabet will be at 6th place here. Okay. Or it can be if I put it here at 4th place, then it should be at 7th place. So these possibilities are there where there will be exactly two numbers between the two alphabets, right? Okay. Next, what we can do is that we have two alphabets, suppose two different alphabets. So the thing is, maybe we are putting A and B, or we can put B or A, right? So we can arrange these alphabets in 2 factorial ways in each of the position, right? Okay, for each there will be 2 ways or 2 factorial we can say, right? In this, we can swap the position. Okay, so the total number of ways in which we can fill the alphabets here. Okay, so I can write that these total pairs are, so these total pairs are 4. Now, the total ways to place the alphabets okay, with 2 numbers in between. So that will be equal to what? It should be equal to what? 4 into 2
60.
factorial? It should be 4 into 2 factorial, right? So
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
one possibility, this is one possibility, this one and this one. We have 4. And for each of this possibility, we have again 2 options to fill the alphabet. Okay. So this will be 4 into 2 factorial. Okay. So in this way, in this total number of ways, we can arrange the alphabets. Now we have to arrange the numbers also. Okay. So we have 5 numbers. So that we can arrange in 5 factorial ways, right? Okay, after filling the alphabets, we are having 5 places to fill with the numbers. So basically, we have to arrange these 5 items. So that we can do in 5 factorial ways, right? So I can write that total ways to place the numbers okay, so that will be equal to 5 factorial. Okay, now we can calculate the total favorable outcomes for this condition. So what I have to do now? What will be the total favorable outcomes? Yes, what it should be?
5 factorial into 4 into 2 factorial.
Yes, so it will be 5 factorial into 4 into 2 factorial. Okay. So basically we have to multiply the total number of ways in which we can arrange the alphabets and in which we can arrange the numbers. Okay, because we are doing these things simultaneously. Okay, we have to fill the alphabets and numbers simultaneously, so we have to multiply it. So in this way, we can get the total favorable outcomes which will follow this condition. Okay, what is the condition? That there should be exactly two numbers between two alphabets. Okay, so now this will be equal to what? This will be 960. Okay, and when we see the total number of ways to arrange 5 numbers and 2 alphabets, okay, when no condition is given. So what it should be?
7 factorial.
7 factorial, because we have 7 items which we have to arrange. Okay, when no condition is given. So there can be 7 factorial ways to arrange the 5 numbers and 2 alphabets. So we can write that total number of ways to arrange 7 items or 7 characters. 7 items, suppose. So that will be 7 factorial. Okay, now what will be our probability? So the probability will be this 960. What will be the value of 7 factorial?
5040.
5040. Okay, so the probability is favorable is 960 and the total outcomes is 5040. So this is equal to 0.19. Is this clear to everyone?
How I will realize that no repetition is allowed here?
What?
How I will realize that no repetition is allowed here?
Yeah, see, if it is not mentioned, then we will see, we will take it as that all the things are distinct. If the repetition is allowed, it will be mentioned here.
Okay.
Yeah, anything else?
And I want to take the screenshot of this question. Can you please note the screen?
The solution, right? See, this PDF will be uploaded on the portal, so you can check from there also.
Okay, ma'am, done.
Yeah, anything else?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hmm.
Ma'am, if a question is here, what's the probability to find of selecting a king of hearts? It's 1 by 13 or it's 4 factorial into 1 by 13.
What is the question?
What's the way of selecting a king of hearts?
King of hearts.
Yes, ma'am.
So first you have to see how many favorable outcomes are there for this condition. So you have to see how many cards are there which are king and which are heart also. So how many cards will be there?
It's 1 by 13, but in some of the questions of cards, I have seen some solve it by uh, adding or multiplying something else, that the probability of choosing a heart
Okay, the
and then
question is,
probability of choosing a heart in diamonds. 4 factorial into 1 by 13, something like that.
4 factorial should not be there. See, you have to see the question, like it's a card is a king and card of a heart, or king and heart. Okay, you have to see these small words carefully, because this is how we decide it's going to be a union or intersection. Okay, so if
Okay,
it is
ma'am.
like if the question is like the card is you have to find the probability that the card is king or it is heart. Okay, then you will consider both the things. So it's like A union B. So you will have to find the probability of A first, then B first, and then you have to subtract the intersection part. And then you will get the required probability.
Ma'am,
Okay, ma'am.
I have a doubt related to disjoint set. Every disjoint event is a null event, but a null event is not always disjoint event. Is this true or false?
Sorry, what? Disjoint event is?
Disjoint events are always null event, and null event are not disjoint event always.
See, the thing is, if two events are disjoint, suppose you have two events E and F. Okay, so if you are,
Yes, ma'am.
you can say that they are disjoint, so the set of the intersection will be null. But if you see separately E and F, then it is not like they always will be null. There will be some element in E, there will be some element in F, but if you see the intersection part, then it will be phi. So then the intersection will be a null event. That's why we say that E and F are null event. Oh, sorry, E and F are disjoint event.
So, ma'am, if intersection part is null, means phi, then we need to say these are disjoint and these are mutually exclusive events. Only
Yes.
then.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Hi, I'm sorry, I just joined just now. When are you going to have the discussion for week 7 summary?
So yeah, today it was week 7 session only.
Oh, because in the calendar it's mentioned as solve with us.
Yeah, actually the thing is from this week onwards, it's going to be solve with us session only, not the summary sessions. But we have seen the overview of the week, but it will not be like the summary session, the detailed one.
Oh, hereafter is it?
Sorry?
It's only for this coming weeks also it will be the same.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ma'am, can you please explain probability axioms third point again?
Okay, that union one, right?
No, ma'am, union one is I am knowing, but the above one sigma part I am not getting.
Okay, one minute. Yeah, this third point, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, see. So the point is that probability of union of events. Okay. So this is going to be the summation of the probability of those events. Okay.
I think your board is not visible to me, at least.
Oh,
Not
my
with
screen
me.
is not visible.
No.
Okay. Now it's visible.
Now it is. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the point. Okay. So if you open this thing, so it is saying so probability of E1, union E2, union E3, and so on. So this is equal to the summation of their individual probabilities. So E1, E2, E3, and so on. Okay. So if you look at the addition rule, according to the addition rule, and one more thing, that this result is true when these EI are mutually disjoint. Okay. These EI events are disjoint events or mutually exclusive.
It means when disjoint is always possible in more than two events. I was so confused. I was confused between these two events and more events.
Yeah, this is also possible.
Then
See,
it's okay,
the
ma'am.
thing
Yes,
is,
ma'am.
yeah, so the addition rule is that if you talk about the two events, so it is E1 union E2. Okay, when these two events, you don't know they are mutually exclusive or not. So the general formula is that you have to add these two probabilities for E1 and E2, and you have to subtract the intersection part.
And because these are disjoint event, then that
Yeah.
value is 0.
Yeah, so since they are disjoint, this value will become 0 and the probability will be equal to the summation of their individual probabilities. Okay. And if they are
Yes,
not
ma'am.
disjoint, not mutually exclusive, okay, then there will be, then you have to subtract the intersection part also.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I got. Ma'am, I just have a general doubt. As we were solving the last question, two alphabet and five numbers. So at first we read question, then I don't get to approach to solve the question. So what to do?
The thing is,
Means I was missing that favorable outcomes point. Means when I was trying to solve that question, I was not getting any idea to solve in that way as you
yeah,
solved.
the thing is, if you practice more and more question of this time, you will be able to understand what we have to do in that question. Okay, so in those type of question, you have to see according to the condition how many possible ways are there, okay, which are favorable to that condition, and you have to see what can be the total number of ways if no condition is given. So these questions are actually using that permutation and combination thing. Okay, like whatever topics you have studied in week 5 and 6. Okay, how we arrange the things, how we select things. Okay, so
Yes.
if you are clear with those topics, then only you will be able to solve this kind of questions. Okay, that's why I said in that week 5 lecture also that if you like week 5 and 6 are going to be important for week 7 and 8 also. If you
Yes, ma'am.
don't study week 5, 6 properly, you won't be able to solve these questions as well. So you should be clear with when we have to use combination, when to use permutation, and how we can do the arrangements, these factorial things. You just practice more and more question, and then gradually you will understand it.
Okay, ma'am.
And I have doubt with regard to the EMQ part. Are we providing the solutions for that? The part of the EMQ things that we have it for the last couple of weeks?
EMQ, it's not there. Okay, I need to check it.
Because like I tried to solve that, but I see that, I mean, I thought initially after the submission deadline, the real score will be out. But I realized that whatever the score that after submission, it's the same score, even after the deadline passed. So I was wondering whether how to check for the solutions for those questions.
Okay, I'll see. Okay, I have to check on.
Or maybe yeah.
You're asking about EMQ, right?
Yes, that last couple of weeks we are having him, right?
Ma'am, as we are getting extra activity questions and EMQ practice assignment and graded assignments in statistics. Would we get this type of things in mathematics and CT also?
Mathematics and CT, I'm not sure. You can ask to the respective instructors. They can tell.
Okay.
I think in mathematics there is no extra activity as I know, but I'm not sure. You can ask to them.
Okay.
Ma'am, quiz to syllabus.
Quiz two syllabus is from week 5 to 8. So that's one.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, then we can end the class now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, when will our next class happen?
On Tuesday.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you please tell the activity?
What activity? Activity questions?
Ma'am, extra activity.
The extra activity we have already discussed. What's your doubt?
Ma'am, I didn't understand how to solve that.
Okay, there is one video regarding that. There is instructions is given. Okay, you just saw that video first and it will be clear to you.
Ma'am, I have a conceptual doubt in making sheets. Ma'am, let's say I have 1,000 rows with patient names. How will I arrange them in a scatter plot? How will I arrange them in plot? How will I group them?
Okay, if you see the lectures by Usha ma'am, they have she has explained it. Okay, in the respective week. Okay, so it has been discussed how you have to make the plots by using the Google Sheets. Okay, you just
Ma'am, different names. I have 1,000 different names, ma'am. That can't be plotted, ma'am. But I have to make plot of every variable. How to do this, ma'am? So I have to remove patient name from the data. None other option, ma'am, I have.
okay, I'll see. Okay, I'll discuss it in the next session. Okay,
Okay.
because we are running out of time, so we cannot do it now.
Okay.